Hi everybody, today we're going to be cooking beans and corn. Sounds simple enough, right? It is. In Yoruba we call it ewa ati agbado. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be using corn in a can. It sounds weird, but it's better this way because you don't have the energy to buy corn, husk it, peel it, boil it, all of that beautiful stuff. It's already done in here. Simple. And then we're going to be using white skinned black-eyed beans. In Nigeria you would normally use the red skin one, but here we're going to do with what we have. Okay, and then we have mackerel in a can that's already filleted, deboned and ready to go. You could use the one that is already vacuum seal pack ones, but they're heavily salted, and in beans you have to be careful not to over salt it. So the can one always tastes better to me. All right, I'm going to be using a white onion. I'm going to use a large one. If you got small one, use two preferably, but if you got a large one, just one will be fine. We've got garlic here. We're going to use 4 of them. You're going to peel it and we're going to chop it all together, but we're using 4. Okay, and here we have fresh peppers. We've got 2 Scotch bonnet peppers that we're going to use as well. We've got our seasoning. We've got 4 Maggi cubes here, ready to go. We've got our curry and we've got our salt. That's the most ingredients, seasoning I'm going to use in this whole entire dish. Because as I said, beans drinks a lot of salt. But with the fresh ingredients that we have, it's going to be fine. And the flavour from the mackerel, it's going to make it taste amazing. And we're going to be using some prawns. These are, how would I say, these are from Nigeria. They get shipped in. You can buy them from the shop or you can do them yourself. These ones are smoked on an open fire, dried out, and then you can either rehydrate them, as I'm doing here, or you can blend it dry and then it becomes like prawn powder. Sounds weird, but it tastes nice because of the smoky flavor. And yes, I've got more chili. I like the chili. I love chili. I don't know who doesn't, but I love chili. A little bit of this inside your beans goes really well. Okay, and then you have palm oil. Palm oil also goes into it to add more colors to what you're cooking. So this is all our ingredients. We're going to get cracking and we're going to make this wonderful dish. Stay tuned. Okay, in this pot, we've got our beans ready to go. We've added 5 cups of beans into there. The pack that I bought is a 1 kg bag. Okay, what you then do is rinse the beans off. Rinse it thoroughly, make sure it's nice and clean. Okay? Okay. We've rinsed our beans and it's ready to go. I've added 4 cups of water to this. You can add as you go. These are the crucial ingredients to cooking any kind of beans, I believe. Do not, I repeat, do not add salt. Do not add any seasoning at this stage. Just boil it. If you add salt, it takes longer to cook. But if you leave it alone like this, boil it, these beans will be ready in about half an hour to start adding all our ingredients. Okay, we want to put it at a medium heat and let it boil. Come back to it in half an hour and we'll see how we get along. Okay, but do not, I repeat again, do not add salt or seasoning to there. Salt makes the skin harder and you'll be here for 3 years trying to cook those beans and they will never be soft. So just leave it with some water, let it boil, and we'll come back to it. Well, come back and check on the beans, see how they're doing. Look at that, that's boiling and steaming on its own. So at any point in time, if the beans are still not soft enough, you can add water, but just remember to add lukewarm water, because if you add cold water, the boiling process starts all over again. Okay, so here we have our prawns that were soaked in warm water to get softened. We're going to pulse that and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients to it so it's all ready for when the beans has finished boiling. Okay, we have our ingredients here, and we've got our prawns nicely blended, or poached, shall I say. So we have our garlic, 4 garlic cloves. We've got our Scotch bonnet. We got 1 large onion, okay? And all of this is going to go in here. And we're going to poach that, yes? Here we have everything poached together. The prawns, the Scotch bonnet pepper, the white onion, and the garlic as well. Okay, so remember 4 garlics is in here, 1 large onion, 2 Scotch bonnets, and if you wanted to, you can add more Scotch bonnet, you can add more garlic. Those are my recommendations. Okay. Okay, so I've got my Maggie here, 4 Maggi cubes crushed and ready to go, and I've got everything else. Our mixture, vegetable mixture, our corn and mackerel. We've got our curry, salt, palm oil, and some chili peppers, and we've got our beans boiling away. It's been about half an hour, and you can tell by the color of the water that the beans are boiling nicely. If the water was still white, I would be worried. But when they start getting brown, I know they're definitely cooking. All right, we'll come back and check on it in another 20 minutes. Remember, there is no seasoning in this. Nothing whatsoever. If you added it, you're kind of screwed. But hopefully you haven't. Watch the video first before attempting it. Oh, we're back at it again. The beans. The water's nearly gone. But now, we're going to check how soft it is, okay? See how it's swollen, the whole beans? That was 5 cups of beans. And it's swollen up with the water. Got some beans on the side. Going to squash it. See that? It's soft, but I want it just a little bit softer, okay? So we're going to add some water to this. Some lukewarm water or hot water. We're not going to do cold water because if you add cold water, it's going to start all over from the beginning. It will take time to boil. So let's add that water. So we've added our water. I've added about 3 cups of lukewarm water in here, and it's going to continue to cook. Now it's time to add our poached vegetable. You ready? Let's do this. Got some pieces still whole in there, but that doesn't matter. It's all going into your stomach. Okay, so that's all that vegetable. That's the garlic, the onion, the Scotch bonnet, as you can see. So it's all gonna get blend together while boiling. And still there is no salt in this. Remember that, okay? Don't add salt, okay? We haven't finished cooking it yet, okay? So I'm gonna add a little bit of the chili flakes. Basically adds a bit more color to the thing. The whole dish, you know? Add a bit more color so it doesn't look so bland, you know? Okay? So we'll come back in like about 20 minutes. Not even 20 minutes, like probably 10 minutes. And then we can add our seasoning and then our palm oil. Oh, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, that has reduced. That was on a medium high. So it's boiled down. I have melted a bit of the palm oil so we can put it into here. Stay tuned. I'm going to put about 2 spoons of it inside of this. 2 tablespoons, not 2 serving spoons. No. Alrighty, there we go. This is just to add color and add a bit more flavor to the whole dish. Okay. I'm going to stir this in. I might need to get a tripod. So. Okay, so we are now finished cooking the first stage. We've added the palm oil into this. That one's going to boil through. Then we're going to add our seasoning, which is the Maggi, the curry and the salt. And then we're going to go in with our corn and then our mackerel. The reason why we're going to go with these two last is because it's already cooked. It's just going to just soak in the beans. And the corn is going to add more liquid to our dish and make it taste sweeter. Okay? So let's start this. Got a Maggi. Remember, that's 4 cubes of Maggi going into there. And then I would say about a tablespoon of curry. Yeah, about a tablespoon. No, incorrect. A teaspoon of curry. Ignore that first mistake. That was a teaspoon of curry, not a tablespoon. If you had a tablespoon, you'd be in for a lot of curry beans. Okay, so we have a teaspoon of curry. So we've got a teaspoon of curry. We've got 4 Maggi cubes in there. And that's all the seasoning we're going to use. And we're going to add salt as needed. Take your time with that salt. If you add too much, you're gonna be in for a shock, a major shock. So, here we go. So that's the first seasoning we've added in. We've got our beans, we've got our onion, pepper, garlic in here, and we've got some dry prawns in here that were warmed through with a bit of lukewarm water and then blended in with our vegetables. Okay, the beans are thick sauce, if you can see it. That is some of the beans that have been broken down while boiling. They've now made the sauce, let's call it sauce, thick, so it's not as watery as it was before. So now all we have to do is let them, the whole thing marry. Let them all get married in here. Yes. And now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss each other. So we'll come back and we add our corn and we add our mackerel. Okay? And then we'll taste it to see how it goes. Okay. Be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got our corn open and our sardines open. Salt is still on the table. If you realize something, I clean as I go along. I don't want a mess. I don't want everywhere scattered with things. So always clean as you go along. Wash, put everything away, tidy away. Alright, we've got this little bad boy at medium heat. It's boiling away. The palm oil is cooking. It's not a good thing to eat palm oil that's not been cooked thoroughly through. Okay, so you see the, ooh, you can't see the colour because the steam, too much steam. Anyway, as you can see, the colour has changed. The beans is nice and thick and rich. I wish you had smell-o-vision. You could smell this bean. I can't wait. I can't wait. But anyway, we're going to let that cook for a minute. We're going to go through this too with a bit of a fork, you know, just to loosen it up a bit before pouring it into our pot. And remember, taste as you go along so you don't end up over salting the beans, because if you over salt it, you're going to have issues. Okay, so let's not do that. Okay, we're back to it. We're back at it again. Gonna throw the corn in first, then come back in about 5 minutes and add the fish. Okay, and also I'm gonna add a bit of salt, as I've already tasted it and it needs just a little bit more salt to the whole dish. Okay, so let's go ahead and stir that. That's just 1 can of corn. Okay. Let's cover that and let that cook. 5 minutes. Back at it again. Look at that. Looking beautiful. All that steam. Okay. All that corn in there. It's been 5 minutes at a medium low. Okay. Now we're gonna add the fish. We forked it a little bit. You add everything in, including the oil. Okay. Everybody getting in there. So if you're vegetarian or a pescatarian, you can eat this. If you're vegan, you can't eat this. What you do is minus out the prawns and the fish, and then you're good to go. And then substitute the Maggi because it's made from cow stock. So you swap that out for like veggie seasoning or fish seasoning. Okay. So, okay, we've added the fish in there. Give it a quick taste and see how it is. Okay? Taste it. Alright, I've added 2 more Maggi cubes. When I tasted it, it needed it. Okay? Do not blame me. Just know it had to be done. Alright? So, I've added some Maggi. And I'm going to stir it, give it a few minutes, taste it, and then I might add a bit more salt. This is the reason why you don't go in full heavy force with your seasoning. Because if you did, boy, that beans will be crying salt. I don't know, but it will be over seasoned. But in this case, we just come to this middle part now that we've realized we needed it. And we can do it, okay? Stir it and taste. Hi peoples, I've added the 2 Maggies, I've added the salts, I've stirred it, and now we're going to let it simmer. So in total, I believe I've added 5 Maggi cubes to this. It sounds a lot, but it's not because you're adding the salt to season to your taste bud. But it's not a lot, okay? There we go. Simmering time for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to be done, and it's going to taste what? Banging. Yes. Okay, 10 minutes has gone past. Our beans is done. So there we go. It's cooked. It's starting to even get sticky at the bottom, but that's done. That is done. So this can now go off. Lid can go slightly to the side and get that done. See, you got a frying pan, right? Guess what we're gonna do? We're going to fry some plantain. Okay, plantain is cut up. Gonna add small salt. Stir that bad boy up. Hands washed. Stir that together. Once again. And here's something very quirky for you. I've got my oil. It's in a Jack Daniels bottle. I thought it would be hilarious and decor wise very nice. And it works very well. This is a non-stick pan, so I don't need to add that much oil. I know we like to have our plantains swimming in oil, but this is not that much. Okay, I'm gonna place. So, as we're doing this, let's talk. I'm just doing this channel just for the fun of it, putting it out there, especially with this pandemic going on. I thought I'll show people some small little things to cook. It's basically a lifestyle choice of how I eat, how I get dressed, how I decorate my house, basically how I live my life. You're welcome to join me. I would appreciate if you'd subscribe. so you can go on this journey with me. But yeah, that's what the channel is about. Just living my life, enjoying it the most I can, the best I can, doing the best with God, what God has given me. So I'm new to this whole thing, so you have to bear with me while I learn different things, how to do and how to maneuver my way and how to film. But for now, I hope you join me on this journey. Yeah, you can see the black and white standard Jack Daniel's bottle, and then you've got the apple one. The apple one is my favorite. The honey's not the greatest. I wouldn't drink it unless you're making a very huge cocktail. That's the only way I would do it. Anyway, so we're gonna fry this plantain, and every so often turn it over. Get a fork. Alrighty. So yeah, stay tuned. So turn that over. Let that fry up, and then we're gonna serve our beans, and we're gonna serve it with Gary. Sounds weird, but it's quite delicious, if I must say so. This is how I eat my beans. Anyway. Served up my dish. We're going to add some plantain to it and eat. Let's go. Okay, plantain is ready to go. Everything is looking mighty delicious. Okay, so let me remind you again how we got to this point. We've got our beans, 5 cups of beans, 5 cups of water, add more water when necessary. We've got onion, Scotch bonnet, chili flakes, we've got mackerel in here, we've got dry prawns in here, we've got sweet corn, and you got your big pieces of mackerel and flake pieces of mackerel just scattered through the whole entire dish, and then you've got your plantain fried on the side. That's what's in here. I'm going to write the list of ingredients at the bottom of the page. So here we go. And as I said, I like to add my little Gary on top of it. And what you do is just mix it with it, and you kind of mash it through. And you add the plantain as well, and you mash that through, and it gives it a nice sweetness. It's like a sweet and savor, sweet and peppery kind of taste, you know? Sweet, it's chilly, it's nice, different texture, soft, crunchy, all of that. Okay? Let me not talk too much because my mouth is watering. Come on and journey with me, guys. As I said, it's all about my lifestyle, eating, drinking, fashion, all of that mixed into it. So stay tuned. You never know what's going to come up next. Bye.